Hello. Go. So, lots of people probably went on the internet or the web at some point in the last 24 hours. And in fact, you will have gone on both. And I'm here to dispel the myth that they're one and the same thing, where lots of people think they are. Lots of people think there's a cat. There is a difference between the two, and I like to think of it as a bit like a cinema and a film. A cinema is a real thing made of bricks and mortar and steel and glass and stuff, and a film is delivered in a digital format in like virtual bytes. Lots of people think the internet looks like this: Google and cats, or the Google, as my mum likes to call it. But in fact, it doesn't look anything like this. This is the web. The internet looks a little bit more like this. Oh, look at that. It's actually made of pipes that run underneath the sea, and there's millions of these pipes, and they go all over the sea, in between all the countries. There's thousands of them. First one was laid in 1866, and ever since then they've been increasing and getting more and more pipes. And the first transatlantic pipe was laid between Scotland and Newfoundland in 1936, and it can carry 40,000 telephone calls at any one time, and now it carries all of the World Wide Web across it, so that's how it's transferred. So this is the first ever web page, and it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? There is a cat on it. And it was created in CERN, which is in Switzerland, which is where the internet was invented by this guy called Tim Berners-Lee, who can levitate cats. He invented the web in 1988 and then gave it to the world for free in 1993. So if you can imagine if it was today, he probably sold it for a gazillion quid, but he gave it to the world for free, which is really nice of him. So the future of the web is pretty easy to predict. It's probably full of more cats, gerbils, and sneezing pandas, and Star Wars kids. And that's because we make it, and we like to put stupid stuff on the web. But the internet has probably got a long way to go, and that's what this is about. So at the moment there's 2.5 billion people on the internet, which means there's 4 billion people who are not in the internet. So when you think that everyone in the world could possibly live without the internet, well, actually, the majority of them do. So what's going to happen over the next couple of years is the internet's going to kind of go worldwide and everywhere. So if it would have been great if the internet was around years ago, because we would have had running commentaries about the lives of people like Albert Einstein and Leonardo. Couldn't find a picture of him, sorry, DiCaprio. And that will create nomadic computing. This is what Google thinks nomadic computing looks like, but it's not. It's normally like third world countries, and they will be using things like smartphones that we sell online to people like Envirophone. That's where they go to nomadic countries, and the internet connection itself will be beamed down from the stratosphere by these things called Google Loons, and these are real things. These are balloons that are up in the stratosphere, and they're projecting down internet connections all over the world. And this is where the nomadic computing will happen. The next big thing will be the Internet of Things. This is happening now. Everyone has a phone. Soon, most people will have watches or bracelets or hats or glasses or something that will be connected to the Internet. So everything from your fridges to your car to your boots will be connected to the Internet. And everything will talk to each other and know where you are. Watches are the next big thing that's going to happen. It's happening now, and soon they'll be able to tell you how sick you are, whether you're all right or whether you're dying or whether there's something wrong with you. And not only will they be able to tell you that, they'll be able to tell you exactly what's wrong with you and diagnose you, so you'll need a doctor. So you can go into a toilet, and rather than getting some rubber johnnies, you can go in and get whatever you need to fix yourself. And the machine will automatically know what's wrong with you because your watch has told it. So the next thing that will happen in a couple of years' time is a thing called ambient intelligence, where all of these Internet of Things, these millions and trillions and hundreds of billions of things that will all be connected to the Internet, will talk to each other, and they'll know where you're going and what you're doing, and will create worlds around you without you having any impact. So when your fridge runs out of milk, some ingenious person someday will create a system where milk is magically delivered to your house, although that's yet to happen. That's a big ask. Next will be artificial intelligence, where the world around us will no longer rely on search. We will just have to ask things questions. So we can go onto Google and ask how good the first 3 talks were, and Google will tell us by looking at all algorithms around the world and all social media how good they were out of 10, which is obviously 10. Then will come virtual reality. So this is where things will be implanted onto our brains and into our minds, and we'll be able to smell and taste stuff, which is no good for me because I hate fish because it lives in the sea. And these will be beamed into our heads. And the last thing is that we will have interplanetary internet, which will set up new colonies around the world, and this will be beamed around from satellite to satellite, giving internet to the moon and Mars. And that's the internet in the next 20 years.